Hi, my name's Matt Candler, and I came to New Orleans in 2006 to help rebuild schools after Katrina. I've spent most of my life in the school business and picked up a hobby when I got here to town, and that was building electric motorcycles, usually out of the remains of flooded gas bikes like this 2003 Suzuki Savage 650, which I converted to electric using batteries out of a used Nissan Leaf electric car. And in the last few years, I've gotten a lot more curious about the process of converting my personal vehicle fleet and then working with other folks who run commercial fleets on this question of when does it make sense? Does it make sense economically to switch some or all of your vehicles over to electric? So I've been riding exclusively electric motorcycles for the last 15 years. I've been driving EVs in my personal fleet for about 7. And there's a few things that have happened in the last year that make this topic worth considering if you run any size fleet here in New Orleans. I'll give you one example. Last year, Hertz ran an experiment with electric cars, and maintenance costs were half of what they were for gas. They've since expanded their electric fleet considerably for that reason. Last year, a big bill was passed that gives commercial fleet owners up to 40 grand in credits per vehicle when they buy new electrics and start phasing their fleet into electric. There's a bunch of other credits for charging infrastructure and fuel defrayment when you go to electric, which are pretty spectacular when you start adding them all up. And then lastly, we hit this pretty significant milestone last year where 5% of new vehicles were electric. In Norway, it took 8 years from that milestone to where they are now with more than 90% of new vehicles as electric. Will each state in the U.S. get there that fast? Probably not. It'll depend on infrastructure and policy. But electric is coming. And politics aside, the last couple of years have shown that the math on going electric could be hugely beneficial to anyone who runs a fleet, frankly, personal or commercial. So I have decided to start doing some coaching for local business owners about this topic. I've got no silver bullets. I've got no magic wand, but I am really curious about and passionate about this topic. I've been working with business owners for the last 15 years on new types of technologies and starting new types of initiatives. And it is one of my favorite things to do is just walk through this with people. So if you're curious about it, if you're interested in it, if I can be helpful in any way on this, I would love to do it for you. And if it makes sense for me to get serious about your fleet or even just one vehicle, I'm really curious about finding business owners here in New Orleans area that might be interested in getting some help here. So you've got my contact information. I appreciate you taking the time to hear me out, and hope things are going well for you. And again, my name's Matt Candler. I've called this business My Next Electric, and it's really in that spirit of helping you explore when it makes sense for your next electric vehicle to come into your fleet. So that's me. That's My Next Electric. And if I can be helpful, I'd really like to be so. So please feel free to reach out in whatever way makes most sense. Have a great day.